I really would like to thank the organising committee and Professor David Harrell, President of the Israel Academy of Science and Humanities, for this wonderful invitation. I also want to spend special greetings to Professor Haim סידר from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem and the Honourable Mrs. Tamar Zandberg, Minister for Environmental Protection. I'd like to also give a shout out to Professor Elliot Barry, who's from the Hebrew University too. And today, my focus is on Israel's involvement in the United Nations Food System Summit, which took place in September 2021. First of all, let's look at the journey. Israel organised National Food System Summit dialogues focusing on the future of the food systems in Israel, and Professor Noga Kronfeld-Shaw, the chief scientist of the Ministry of Environment, was nominated as Israel's dialogue convener. And government officials from different sectors were joined by academics, people from the private sector, representatives from civil society in 15 different dialogue events with more than 900 participants. And the wide participation reflected the diversity of perspectives that are to be found across your food systems. The dialogues informed the Israel National Pathway document for healthy, equitable and sustainable food systems, yes, by 2030. A Food Systems and Climate Change Committee has been set up and with its subcommittees is working to define a transformation action plan. Israel is contributing to a huge movement around the world with 108,000 participants in more than 1,600 dialogue events, with 111 countries using the outcomes of their dialogues to produce national pathways to sustainable food systems of the future. It's an Israeli journey, but it's a journey for the world. My second point is about the context that we're working in. You know, there really is growing food insecurity in our world. And you don't need me to tell you, because I'm sure you're picking this up everywhere. Our food systems are affected by multiple intersecting forces. The COVID-19 pandemic, record inflation in costs of food, climate change, which is affecting everywhere, and of course, conflict. And COVID-19 has shown the importance of innovation in food systems and the value of resilient livelihoods among food workers. The emerging food and energy crisis, which, by the way, affects fertilizers and other inputs as well, is an opportunity to invest more in food systems, making them resistant to vulnerabilities, shocks and stresses. When crisis hits, the transformation to inclusion, sustainability and equity is harder. First, there is a risk that poor people, especially women and children, lose access to food and nutrients. Second, small-scale food producers are most vulnerable to fluctuation in prices and risk being unable to access inputs and markets. Third, agreed goals for equitable and sustainable development may be given lower priority because of the need to focus on ensuring that people simply have enough to eat. So it's important to maintain emphasis on innovative solutions that can contribute to sustainability, to equity, and to resilience in the context of growing food insecurity. My third point is the role of science and humanities in aiding adaptation. Transformation of food systems is possible if all those who have important roles are engaged and included in the transformation process. And one group that are really important is scientists, because science really matters. Continuous access is needed to interdisciplinary science-based expertise, bringing disciplines from all different sectors, not just those that are normally associated with producing and distributing food. The scientists help, with exploring policy trade-offs in different political, economic, ecological and societal contexts, and really responsive science policy interfaces are needed at all levels. Innovation, knowledge and technology development can then grow out of these interfaces. And our question always is, how can the know-how then be shared more readily around the globe? And please take that as a challenge from me. Now to my fourth point, which is building off that last one. What about Israel's place in the world? The people of Israel are ambitious for sustainable food systems within a volatile region that's already feeling the effects of climate change and water scarcity. Israel's people are audacious. You have many lessons on which the rest of the world can build. And in 2023, the United Nations Secretary General is going to have a high-level stocktake of how countries are getting on with food systems transformation. And that'll be an opportunity to review progress with the shift of food systems in different countries so that they contribute better to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. So thank you to the Israel Academy of Science and Humanities. Thank you very much indeed for organising this important conference and for your contributions to sustainable food systems. And I wish you all an amazingly rewarding and thoroughly enjoyable event. Thank you.